AEW Dynamite in 3 minutes coming off of the back of AEW All Out. Was it worth the hype? Absolutely. Put the camera on the screen and let's get cracking. AEW Dynamite opens up with Malachi Black facing Dustin Rhodes. We're building towards the inevitable rematch between obviously Cody and Malachi Black. And to be honest, I'm not that interested in it. I feel like Malachi Black is a far more intriguing character. Really like Cody. Think he does great sports entertainment style wrestling matches. And I think he's one of the better wrestlers. He's definitely the best wrestler in the Elite by some margin. But I just don't really care, and I didn't care about this match either. You knew Malachi Black was going to win. It was a little bit disappointing it went so long, considering how short the main event ended up being. That being said, Malachi Black looks great, and that's always a good thing. CM Punk comes out and cuts a fucking amazing promo. He puts over great talent. He puts over the talent that are working later in the night. Then he's interrupted by Taz, who is absolutely fire on the mic. Him and CM Punk are incredible going back and forth. Unfortunately, bringing out Hobbs, Hook, bringing up Team Taz, who are a bunch of, let's be honest, retard jobbers, it doesn't really mean anything to me. I'm really excited about maybe Will Hobbs wrestling CM Punk. Ricky Starks is obviously the biggest star out of that group, but CM Punk versus those guys feels like a step down from the initial impact of him wrestling Darby Allin. Will Hobbs then faces Dante Martin in a match that I kind of tuned out because ultimately it feels like an AEW Dark mid-card match. Just not really interested in that. Want to see the stars more so than the mid-card talent that aren't really doing anything. Speaking of stars, MJF comes out and cuts an amazing heel promo. I thoroughly expect all the gammons in AEW to basically try and cancel him just like they did Max Caster because he hurt their feelings or just put babies. That's a fucking heel, that's his job. He gets Brian Pillman Jr. over so well, especially as his family were at ringside, and some of the stuff he was coming out with was so inflammatory. Great entertainment, great value. MJF by far and away the best heel in this entire company, and this company's got great mic workers, especially with the influx of the new talent. Trios time, and I don't really like these matches that often. However, FTR and Shawn Spears is always worth a watch. They're facing the Dark Order, they get the win. Then there's massive issues with Dark Order coming out of this. Everyone's infighting and all that kind of stuff. Feels like it's building towards the potential of Bray Wyatt coming in. The Elite come out and do what they do best, which is cut really boring promos that nobody with a brain cares about. Luckily for us, here comes Adam Cole, somebody who actually does know how to cut a promo. Really funny actually, because Kenny Omega's in the ring. Then Adam Cole comes down and shows him what a real promo's like. Then Bryan Danielson interjects and shows him what a real wrestler looks like. Absolutely amazing stuff. Bryan Danielson wants to knock out Kenny Omega. Brawl ensues, the Elite jumps in, then all the faces come down and we get exactly a repeat of what we saw at AEW All Out. And to be honest, great fun. And in your main event, hometown hero, good boy himself, Jon Moxley returns to Cincinnati, Ohio to wrestle Minoru Suzuki in what was fucking amazing. Unfortunately, the match was super slow because of a terrible timing error. There was a lot of stuff on this show that was okay, but didn't need to go as long as it did, like the opening match, like a lot of the in-ring segments, a lot of the mic segments just dragged on a little bit too much, and that took away from this match a little bit, and that's a shame because this was an absolutely killer main event. You're not going to get Minoru Suzuki on Dynamite every week. Make the most of it. He got busted open hard way, looked really fucking sick. Him and Moxley worked so well together. Fantastic main event, just so short and so disappointing that it was short because I wanted more. Hopefully, I'll get that later down the line. By the way, cutting off Kaze Nina Ray before it even gets a chance to kick in? Seriously, go and step on 1,000 Lego bricks, bruv. That brings to an end AEW Dynamite in 3 minutes. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. As always, a great show. I thought it was excellent. There are problems with AEW Dynamite still, to be honest. I think that some of the booking is still a bit trash. I think that some of the wrestlers are way too fucking mid to undercard to be on this main show. However, the star power truly makes it feel like a much more special show. Ultimately, people can whinge and moan all they want, but the star power is what is going to bring in a larger fan base. You're not going to get away with just keeping your casual fan base. You need to grow. That's part of being a business. That mentality is really stupid. It's like running a small business like a coffee shop and saying, I'm okay with just the 4 or 5 punters that come in every morning. It's okay that Mildred comes in and gets a vanilla latte. I don't need anybody else. The fact that I barely make any money and I just keep the lights on is more than enough for me. That's great. This is business where we actually like to grow like human beings and we want to be successful. That's part of being a human being. Not everybody wants to be mid, just like MJF pointed out to poor old Brian Pillman Jr. I've been Aaron X. Thank you very much for watching and we'll catch you very soon for more content from the Wrestle Plug.